What's up, dirt junkies? Outdoor clothing can be expensive, but I'm cheap. If you've been around here, you definitely know this. We're in the Uinta Mountains tonight, and it is absolutely gorgeous. Let me show you some budget-friendly, trail-tested clothing I actually wear even when tackling gnarly trails. And the best part is, you can get my entire clothing setup, including what I wear at night to sleep in, for less than what some people pay for one pair of hiking pants. Don't believe me? Prepare to be amazed. Let me put my pack down and we'll start with what I'm wearing right now. All right, let's go head to toe. First up, I have a giant head. So it took me a while to find a hat that works for me. I actually found this because it's the base hat for a trucker hat I used to wear on almost all of my trail runs, backpacking trips. That has a Utah symbol on it right here. But I found the company that makes it, and you can buy these hats for less than $20. I'll put a link in the description down below. I love this hat. It's lasted a long time and even works for my big head. Next are these sunglasses. The sun's gone away, so I don't really need it right now. The company is Max Julie. Again, with my big head, it took me a while to find these, but I really like them. I like the style. It sort of bends back around my head a little bit. I feel like I get better coverage from the sun. I have super sensitive eyes, actually, so I wear my sunglasses a lot. You can get one pair of these on Amazon for, I think, less than $20. I'll put links in the description and prices on screen so that if I get it wrong, you'll see what it actually is. But then I found that you can get a 3-pack on AliExpress, I think, for around $10. So I got a 3-pack. I got one that's dedicated for backpacking, one that sits in my truck, and then one in the house. Next up is this hoodie that I absolutely love from 32 Degrees. There's a couple things I don't like about it. I'll talk about those too. But this thing cost me $10. It's fully synthetic. It's about 10% spandex and the rest polyester, so it doesn't wick moisture quite as well as a fully polyester sun hoodie, but it's way more comfortable. It's got a little more stretch to it. If moisture wicking is your absolute priority, then you probably want something that's fully polyester. I actually just did a review of 4 sun hoodies, 3 of which are mostly polyester. I'll put a link to that video at the end of this one. If you want to watch it right now, I'll put a link here. But back to this sun hoodie. This one's from 32 Degrees. I'm wearing a large, and I am about 195 right now, about 5'11". I like that the hoods are kind of oversized, and I also really like that there's a drawstring. The other thing I like that a lot of sun hoodies don't have is this kangaroo pouch. I can put some snacks in there if I want to, just a trail map, whatever. I love this big pouch. One thing I don't love is that I do wish that it had thumb holes. There aren't any thumb holes on this sun hoodie. I find, while it's my preference, I end up not using the thumb holes as much as I think, especially when I'm using trekking poles. They kind of get in the way. So if you absolutely have to have thumb holes, don't go with this sun hoodie, but if you don't mind not having them, this is a really great way to go. They have tons of colors. I end up just wearing these at home a lot of the time because they're so comfortable. I'll put the hood on one more time and give you a nice sexy turn so you can see what it looks like, how it fits. Like I said, this is a large. I'm about 195 and 5 feet 11 inches tall. You can see it's a good fit. So that's the sun hoodie. Next, below the waist, I'll even tell you the underwear that I wear. Some people spend like 40 or 50 bucks on one pair of underwear. I just can't bring myself to do that. I get the 5-pack of and-ones from Walmart. They work great. They're fully synthetic. They dry super fast. And just so you believe me, boom, and one. Sort of awkward placement though, isn't it? Whatever. So, 5-pack of undies, 20 bucks. I think maybe 17 bucks. Next up, also from Walmart, these hiking pants. I absolutely adore these pants. I did a video just about them because they are $27 and they have lasted forever. This is my second pair, only because I started wearing them to work even and at home, so I needed 2 pairs, so I always had one that was clean. I love them. They're super comfortable, they're fully synthetic, they're really durable. It's got zipper pockets on both sides, which is awesome. I've got a bunch of trash in this pocket already. It is a button and zip. You got pockets here, got a coin pouch, and then these pockets back here are not zipper. There are back pockets. Yeah, I totally love these pants. They're durable, they dry quickly. It rained a lot on the way up here, And you can see that the bottom is mostly dry already, so there's a little bit of wet right there. Nice. So after the pants are my socks. My socks I take very seriously. I spend more than probably most, but these are still a budget-friendly version. I like that they're tall, and you can actually get a 2-pack of them for $27. They're toe socks. They're super comfortable. I just packed in about 10 miles with a 32-pound pack. My feet are so comfortable. If you haven't tried toe socks, you should really consider trying them. I switched and virtually all of my blister problems went away. They're super comfortable. I also love them at night, which is why I buy a 2-pack. That's it for what I wear during hiking. I'll show you my sleep clothing after I set up camp and we climb into bed and I put my sleep clothes on. Until then, I'll put a running tally over here so far of what the total cost of this outfit is. And then we'll add the sleep clothing to that. See you in a couple hours. All right, it's getting late. Well, actually not that late. It's 8:17, but I'm gonna get my sleep clothes on because they're warm. Everything I'm wearing is dry, so I'm gonna change, and there's enough light that hopefully I can get out and show you what I'm wearing. All right, it's getting late. Changing into my sleep clothes. You can see it is pretty dark out here. The moon's looking gorgeous. These are 32-degree base layers. These are the heavy base layers. They have lightweight, midweight, and heavyweight. I knew it was going to be super cold this trip, so I brought the heavyweight. That's what's going to be warm. It's basically this really thick, comfortable fleece. I've got my second pair of Injinji socks on, and I've got some gloves, and they're perfect for this because they don't need to be super warm. I just need a little bit of extra layer. In fact, I usually don't start with them on, but I keep them in my quilt in case I need them later. And then a nice beanie. The 32 degrees fleece lined beanie. Unfortunately, it's not on the website right now, so if it comes back in stock, I'll put a link to that in the description. 100% synthetic, everything that I'm wearing, so that if there is moisture, it wicks away quickly, efficiently, and this is what's gonna keep me warm tonight. It is definitely gonna get below freezing. So that's what I'm wearing. I will put a total cost on screen so you can see that this total clothing backpacking setup, including cold weather clothing, is less than you might pay for one pair of hiking pants. Ridiculous. If you want to learn more about these 32 degrees base layers, you can click this link right here. It's a full review including all 3 weights. And if you want to learn more about those sun hoodies, check out this video right here. I do full UV testing of 5 budget sun hoodies from Amazon and only one of them passed. And remember, life is better with some dirt in it.